Recent success of supermarket chain Aldi, drama surrounding the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni lawsuit, and all the latest news on Clemson student government elections right here on Clemson News Now. Welcome and thank you for joining us. I'm Reagan Carey.
And I'm Mallory Sickles. We start our night with news from right here on campus. Clemson University's annual student government elections are here. The 2024 student body president, Kellen Finnegan, and student body vice president, Dre Moxie, are preparing to pass on their positions to 2 of the current 6 eligible candidates. Clemson student government is set up similarly to how the United States government is organized, including executive, legislative, and judicial branches. The student body president has high expectations to meet, including recommending legislation, making committees, and vetoing student senate legislation.
This year, there are 3 candidates for president along with their 3 running mates. Those pairs are Eli Warnock and Allie Fields, Daniel Ocampo and Bailey Tales, and Zach Freeman and Maya Kikowski. Understanding the candidates' aspirations and ideals is important during this election season, as they are the voices representing their fellow students. Primary election voting was in Tiger Quest yesterday, February 19th, and has brought the remaining 3 tickets down to 2. Eli and Allie and Zach and Maya have moved on to the final round, where they will participate in a debate with questions submitted by their fellow Clemson students.
Be sure to attend the debate on Tuesday, February 25th at 6 p.m. in Daniel 105. Additionally, any of your questions for the candidates can be submitted through the link via the CUSG email all the students have now received. The next round of voting will be released on Wednesday, March 5th, with the results following just 2 days after on March 7th. Good luck to all candidates, and Tigers, don't forget to vote, vote, vote.
Good news for fans of the popular supermarket chain Aldi, as their top competitors Target and Walmart are facing potential boycotts. With the price of groceries on the rise, Aldi has become the cheaper alternative for people who wish to save money. In the last year, Walmart has closed 30 of its locations. However, Aldi is planning on opening at least 225 new stores in the next few years.
Their 5-year plan lists their mission to rebrand slightly while remaining a high-quality yet affordable option. They hope to achieve their goal of becoming the 3rd largest grocery retailer located in the United States by the end of 2028.
We now go to Drew in our sports department with all the latest news in Clemson sports.
We've got an exciting lineup of events for you tonight, as the Tigers have been absolutely dominating in the recent weeks. Over on the hardwood floor, the Clemson men's basketball team continues to dominate, crushing Florida State 72-46 in Tallahassee on Saturday. Dylan Hunter had a breakout performance, dropping a career-high 17 points, while Ian Shefflin recorded a double-double with 14 points and 12 rebounds. The Tigers took control early on, leading by as many as 27 in the second half and holding Florida State just to 34% shooting. With this win, Clemson improves to a 21-5 on the season and sits at 13-3 in the ACC. Next up, the Tigers look to keep the momentum going as they prepare for their next matchup. The winning mentality carried on to the women's team as well this week, as Clemson women's basketball dominated SMU with a 72-46 win, closing out a strong 2-win week. Loyal McQueen shined with 21 points and 8 assists, scoring or assisting on 41 of Clemson's 72 points. The Tigers drove a 22-4 run that turned the game in the second half, pulling away to a 26-point victory, their largest ACC road win since 2019. Next up, the Tigers look to keep the momentum going as they face Pittsburgh on February 23rd. Over on the diamond, it was a tough outing for Clemson baseball as they fell to Ole Miss 15-5 in 7 innings at the Shriners Children's College Showdown. The Rebels came out swinging, launching 4 home runs, including a 3-run shot in the first inning and a 2-run blast in the second. The Tigers fought back with runs from Dominic List and Josh Pineau in the third, but Ole Miss continued to pile on. Luke Hill smashed 2 homers for the Rebels, sealing Clemson's first loss of the season. The Tigers will look to bounce back in their home opener at Doug Kingsmore Stadium against the VCU Commodores tomorrow at 4. And they will see the Commodores again Saturday at noon, as well as North Carolina A&T at noon on Saturday and 2 on Sunday, rounding the bases for an action-packed weekend. On the diamond, on the lacrosse field, number 18 ranked Clemson put on an all-offensive clinic, rolling past Vanderbilt 20-12 in the Commodores' home opener. The Tigers took control early on, responding immediately after every Vanderbilt score to keep the pressure on. With the win, the Tigers remain undefeated at 2-0 on the season and will look to continue their hot streak in their next matchup. Switching gears to track and field, the Clemson Tigers dominated the Tiger Paw Invitational at the Clemson Indoor Track and Field Complex. Over 2 days of competition, numerous athletes set personal records and season best records, with several Tigers securing spots on Clemson's all-time top 10 performance list. Day 1 saw standout performances across multiple events, with 11 Tigers either adding their names or moving up in Clemson's all-time record book. Onika Wilson delivered a stellar performance in the 60-meter hurdles, clocking a nation-leading time of 7.95 seconds, tying her for the second fastest time in program history. Nathaniel Ryan and Sharvis Simmons set new personal records in the men's 60-meter hurdles, while Ayamadi Oyetunji and Henry Gaynor recorded personal and season best times in the 60-meter dash. Additionally, Alexandra Stoilova climbed to number 7 on Clemson's all-time list in the 60-meter dash with a time of 7.25 seconds. In the field events, Kirsten Hoffman and Anna Long secured personal bests in the women's pole vault, clearing heights of 4.05 and 3.95 meters respectively, with a strong showing at the Tiger Paw Invitational. The Clemson Tigers are well poised heading into ACC Indoor Championships. That's all we have in the sports department this week. Back to you.
Devastating news once again for the U.S. aircrafts on Monday, February 17th. A Delta Airlines plane flying out of Minnesota crashed into the Toronto Pearson International Airport. The plane flipped upside down and lost its tail on one of its wings. All 80 people on board survived and 18 people have reported injuries. The most severe injuries have been labeled as critical but not life-threatening.
The cause of the accident is still unclear, but the weather may be to blame. At the time of the crash, there was a drifting snow and strong winds between 29 and 38 miles per hour. The plane was a model CRJ-900 aircraft and was around 16 years old. The company previously had a solid safety record, according to Cirium, an aviation data company.
Peter Kalkove, a professional skier who was on that flight, said, "The second the wheels hit the ground, then everything happened. The next thing I know, we were sideways." The crash will be continued to be investigated by the Transportation Safety Board of Canada and American investigators from the Federal Aviation Administration.
Coming to you in pop culture, the court case that is turning heads all around the U.S. in December of 2024, actress Blake Lively involved former co-star and director Justin Baldoni in a sexual harassment lawsuit. The two starred in last year's box office hit It Ends With Us, which Baldoni also directed himself.
Lively's allegations against Baldoni also included a smear campaign against her. Baldoni denies all allegations and has filed for a $400 million lawsuit against her this January in response. Speculation of problems between the two sparked during the film's press tour, as the pair was not seen together throughout the tour's run. The legal battle has exploded across social media platforms such as Instagram and TikTok, kindling debate as fan speculations run wild. The trial date is set for the spring of 2026, leaving the industry watching closely for updates.
We now turn to our weather department for the latest Clemson weather. Katie, how's the forecast looking for the upcoming week?
Well, Mallory, you may want to hang up your coats because over the next few days, the sun and clear skies will be back in Tigertown. Luckily, you won't have to wait long to feel the warmth, as the highs will reach nearly 60 degrees by Sunday. Moving into next week, the temperature will continue to rise as we inch closer and closer to spring. While the lows will be in the low 30s, the highs will reach near 70, with Wednesday having a high of 72. Other than a little bit of showers on Thursday, the rest of the week will be sunny with just a few clouds visiting. So Tigers, hang up the umbrellas and jackets as spring is just weeks away. Back to you.
Thank you, Katie. Continuing with our Black History Month spotlight, we are highlighting Richard Penniman, better known as the iconic rock and roll artist Little Richard. Born in Georgia in 1932, Little Richard worked to be a rock and roll artist from as young as 14.
Richard rose to fame in the 1950s with the release of his hit song Tutti Frutti. As many of us know, he only grew more popular and beloved by so many of his 19 albums and 77 released singles. Unknown to many, Richard started out his explosive career by playing many shows right here in South Carolina and Myrtle Beach area. Additionally, he was one of the first Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees and received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1993. Little Richard's music inspired many of the greats, including the Beatles, Elton John, and Michael Jackson, and we are happy to recognize and remember him today.
Get ready, Tigers! From February 25th to the 28th, Clemson University's Social Media Listening Center is hosting Social Media Week. Everything from special guest panels to information sessions to strategy lessons will be offered for students to learn and observe. All of the events are free admission for students, and there are a mix of in-person and virtual events.
In-person presentations are first come, first serve, and some virtual events may require registration in advance. So be sure to double check the admission guidelines for each one. Some events taking place including marketing managers from the Savannah Bananas, an associate manager from Hershey, and even 2 former contestants from The Bachelorette. There will be presentations covering all areas of interest, so whether you're passionate about sports, entertainment, content creation, or literally anything else media related, be sure to attend. You can find the dates, times, and details of each event through the Clemson Social Media Listening Center's website.
That's all we have here for you tonight. Tune in next Thursday for all the latest news updates. I'm Mallory Sickles.
And I'm Reagan Carey, Clemson News Now.